Marat Israelian coming in second here today at the December NAC in Baltimore. Marat, this is your first NAC in how many years?
6.
6 years. 6 years. Now,
I was second that NAC too.
Second of that. What was it? Did you remember the city?
It was Pittsburgh 2009. It was December NAC, Pittsburgh 2009.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. That was actually the same NAC. I just realized that. Just 6 years later.
Well, happy anniversary, sir.
Thank you.
Now, Marat, 6 years away from the sport, a long time. You decorated NCAA fencer at St. John's, 2-time national champion, 3-time All-American. But what led to the departure break from the sport?
I was injured for a while. I was injured throughout college, and before I started winning competitions, I had a problem with my shoulder. Genetically, I have a problem with my shoulders, and I dislocated multiple times. I dislocated about 15 times my right shoulder, and towards the end of my collegiate career, I had to stop. I had to do surgery. There were some issues with the insurance because I had a pre-existing condition stuck on me, and they had to change the rules with when Obama came in. That kind of forced the insurance companies to accept pre-existing conditions. And when that happened, I managed to do a surgery. So I did the surgery on my right shoulder. I mean, that was the reason I was out for so long. I was even injured when I was in college, so that was a problem. And throughout college, I dislocated about 15 times. So after college, I had to quit because I couldn't do it anymore. And that's it. And I was out. I was coaching a little bit, having fun. And all of a sudden, I had an opportunity to do surgery. So I went and did it. I didn't have any aspirations to do fence. I just went kind of like to fix a chronic problem that I have. So I fixed it. I started doing physical therapy, and I felt good. And as a coach, I fenced here and there, and I saw that I still kind of got it, and I have fun. I had fun. So I decided kind of like, you know what, this is my first time in about 10 years I can fence healthy, because last 6 years, that was my last competition, but the shoulder problem I has for the past 10 years. Since the age of 20, so 9 years. That was the first time I dislocated my shoulder before I even came to the United States. So this is my first opportunity to fence healthy in forever. So I said, you know what, let me just practice a little bit and see what I can do. If I can do it, I keep going. And this is kind of like a test competition for me. For me to come in and see how I stack up against the best. And these people, like the people that I fence, are all active fencers going to World Cups. So me kind of fencing against them will give me a good idea of how can I stack up against somebody else in the world. And today was a good day, not perfect. I hurt myself a little bit again, but it's fixable. It's nothing as bad as my shoulder, and we'll keep going from here.
For your fans and anyone who followed your NCAA, incredibly powerful fencer. Great blade control and a lot of explosivity in you. But all of that in spite of your shoulder injuries and having approximately 15 shoulder dislocations. How were you kind of managing that with physical therapy and cross training?
I was doing physical therapy every day for 4 years basically. But it's like how would I say it? It's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone, you know? I was doing physical therapy, and my last year, my first year I won. I dislocated my shoulder about 3 times the entire year. Then they forced me in college to wear a brace. Now that brace is supposed to hold me and limit my hand to come out. Now as a fencer, this is the bread and butter to get your hand out. But they told me they're not gonna let me fence if I'm not gonna wear this brace. And apparently that brace I shouldn't be able to dislocate my shoulder. So I fenced with that brace, and the second year with that brace I won NCAA again. This time, the second year, I already dislocated my shoulder with the brace for about like 7 more times. Okay? And every time I dislocate my shoulder, I have to take a month off to like just rest, keep doing the physical therapy, and then come back. And it's really frustrating, like practicing wise, because you can't really hold the schedule. You're out for a month, then you come back. You're out for a month, then you come back, and then you come not in your best shape to the major competition. So I survived the next NCAAs. I won it again. But then my third year when I was dislocating my shoulder basically every month at that point, that was really difficult. I couldn't fence. My school told me that I should quit. They asked me not to fence actually, but I'm not gonna stop. You know, I mean, if I'm healthy enough to hold the weapon and I kind of still in the game, I told the head coaches in my administration, if somebody will pass me in qualifications, they will go. If I'll pass them in qualification, I'll go. And I passed in the qualification. I passed everybody in qualification. I went for my last NCAAs. Got my ass kicked. But, I mean, at that point, everybody knew about my shoulder. There was a lot of tactical movement with regards to my shoulder. So I couldn't complain. And after that, after the NCAAs, I thought I'm done. And that's it. And that was basically NCAAs. So last NAC was 2009. NCAAs, last time I fenced was 2012. But that year, that was the last year I was broken. Basically, the best year that I had was 2010.
So you talked about you weren't going to stop, that kind of stubbornness to continue fencing, and all that with an injury. We saw that again on display here today.
Yeah.
In spite of what appeared to be a pretty significant ailment with your knee, you continued coming up over top of Adam Matzik, Jimmy Moody, along with a list of others to make it to the final.
Yeah.
What's going on with your knee, and how did you do that?
I had, because I started fencing only recently, and I was out of the game for so long, and I started aggressively practicing. Apparently my right knee is I didn't have, I guess so, that's what the doctor said. I didn't have enough muscles there because I didn't fence for a while, so that leg is not fully strong yet. But at the same time I was fencing aggressively, and I developed tendonitis. Now this is an old thing, like I have this since September, but it was never that bad. I had trouble getting on the stairs and stuff, on the steps, but...
You're becoming an old man, Marat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it was never fine. And I knew that could be a problem, even today. But I tried to keep warm and blah, 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 and everything was fine. And then I fenced Magic, first bout, for top 4. And it was basically 0-0, 0-0. And we had some problem with the video. And I sat for a while, and then I got up, and I did like a sudden movement, sudden stretch. And I pulled it. I dropped down. I couldn't retreat anymore. I couldn't attack anymore. I couldn't jump anymore. My strongest game is my legs, and I couldn't use that anymore. So I talked to my coach, and right there and then we shuffled plans. Not moving forward anymore. We go back. I changed my entire guard position into keeping my arm in front of me and just keeping people away. That's my attitude. If you want to beat me, you need to take that away from me. I mean, you need to come in and take it away from me. I gave everybody all the chance in the world to come and try to take it. I'm not going to stand there and get hit. I'm going to do everything possible in my hand. So I attacked once on one leg. I hopped on one leg. Sometimes, even though it was painful, I lunged when I was supposed to lunge. But overall, I try to keep it safe. I couldn't walk. I mean, I couldn't move in distance. I couldn't attack. When I attacked, it was like once in a while, just to kind of surprise my opponent, and that's it. At that point, it was just do or die, and my opponent in the final was smart enough to go back in the last touch, and that's how I lost.
And that game plan certainly evident in your bout with Moody,
yeah.
Where 1-1 first period,
yeah.
Passivity second. Third period though, you came, I think it was 13-9 or something,
yeah.
Where you scored all your points by forcing him to engage and just beating him with the blade.
The good thing was that I managed to hit the few first touches, and then they forced to come at me. And my parapost is strong, and my defense is strong. So, but with the defense, you have to break. You have to go back with the defense. You can't just defend yourself. I managed to keep them away, managed to confuse them with they didn't know if I'm going to defend or if I'm going to go straight. And with that, I saw that they're letting me do it, and I just kept going.
All right. Well, Marat, congrats.
Thank you very
today.
much.
Happy anniversary, and
thank you.
We hope to see you keep going.
Yep. Thank you.